the audio's working. My
Yeah.
name's Willie. Welcome to the Frequency Control channel.
Show. Frequency Control Show. We changed the name recently, so it's a little...
We just changed the name, yeah. So sorry about that. Frequency Control Show. Today's topic. This is a challenging one because there's a lot of negativity to it, but I just decided let's just go ahead and talk about it and break it down a little bit. The law of attraction. You know, I know some of you who are watching, because there's just a million of you watching these. You know, when you throw out law of attraction nowadays, it's looked at negatively and fake because people have tried to apply some of these techniques in the Buddhist secret and a lot of these type of information out there is on law of attraction. You know, some people have seen some results, some people really didn't see any. And the reason for that is because they just kind of tell you what it is and not necessarily the technique on what you need to physically do to make it work more relevantly and more real in your life. And that's a process. But you know, and some people think it's fake, but I wanted to back up a second and start with, you know, one of the first rules in the techniques that I've been studying most of the time is, you know, where are you getting your information from? You know, who's teaching you? Who are you learning from and listening to? You know, and so Thomas Edison and Albert Einstein are the ones that came up with the theories. Can you hear me? Am I on there? Like, do we need to start over? We're checking our audio to make sure it's working. Okay. So Albert Einstein, Thomas Edison, these guys are two of the biggest geniuses we have with their inventions and everything. These are probably people we can listen to and, you know, believe in their theories. And the theory is that your brain is both a transmitter and a receiver of frequency energy. Okay. So Albert Einstein came up with, and Thomas Edison, the theory that if every time you think a thought, it's throwing out a frequency of whatever you're thinking about. And on top of that, everything has a frequency. This phone is vibrating at a certain frequency. This bag of sunflower seeds is vibrating at a certain frequency. This box right here is vibrating at a certain frequency. This is real science. It has been tested. There's instruments that read the molecules that make up everything, and they emit energy and frequency, everything. This chair, this table, this light, okay, everything, right? We get it. You know, the geniuses came up with this, right? I didn't, right? You know, the geniuses, we didn't. That your brain is both a transmitter and a receiver of frequency and energy. So when you make a thought of what you want, I want an apple, as soon as you throw that frequency out of I want an apple by Thomas Edison and Albert Einstein's theories, whatever you throw out there is automatically being attracted back to you. The law of attraction. Now, the speed and frequency in which this apple will come back to you depends on your power of your frequency and how often you transmit it. And that dictates how fast that apple is going to come back to you. By Thomas Edison and Albert Einstein's theories. Now, let's take a look at this then. So, gravity, right? You can't see gravity. You just, if I let go of this, it's going to drop, whether you believe in gravity or not. If I let go of this, or you jump off a building, you're probably going to go down, unless there's someone out there who believes enough that they can show me, okay, that they can just walk off a building and float. Technically it should be able to be done, right? But no one has unlocked a part of their brain that believe enough that they won't go down. But the gravity, whether you believe it or not, is a real thing. So then how do birds fly, and how do we see planes in the air? If there's a law of gravity, right? Because in theory, there's another law that supersedes the law of gravity, which is the law of lift, which is why you can see airplanes and why birds can fly and not crash to the ground. You got it, along with some obviously technology and things like that, right? So Albert Einstein and Thomas Edison came up with the theory that there is another law that supersedes all laws, and that is the law of attraction. Whatever you put out by law thinking has to come back to you. And if that's not fucking some exciting shit to think about, then I gotta go.
Well, obviously everyone's here for a reason. I think one thing is, once you magnify that amount of frequency that you're thinking in with
through emotion,
through
by time
I'm talking by multiplying it through multiple people tuning in and helping to drive your thing. So I want you to tell the monkey story. The monkey story is one of the best stories.
Oh my God, my comic book. Yeah, we haven't even gotten there yet. Yeah, so this is your monkey syndrome, right? Came down and started washing fruit as well.
Hey,
so
hold
and
on.
now
hold on.
After a certain
hold on.
What?
Reese, the stream dropped out while you started to start the whole story, because it shows the stream dropping out because of internet connection. But start again, just because I wanted to make sure that this is on YouTube. I want everybody to hear that the story. You just started.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to talk. Just tell you about the 100 monkeys syndrome. Okay. So there, it's. I have to look it up, but it started somewhere maybe Africa, Brazil. Where there's. I can't remember the place, but one day some monkeys were sitting in the trees watching some villagers doing their thing, and the villager was washing some fruit in the water, and it said that one monkey was, well, obviously they're watching, one monkey eventually came down, washed the fruit, and ate it, following the villager. And then more monkeys came down, and just away are picking up on this energy of what they're doing. These frequencies are sending out, and they started going down and washing fruit as well, just off of the energy of the first monkeys doing it. 100 monkey syndrome. So that just goes to show enough people, things doing the same things at the same time can affect other animals, other people, other things miles away to do the same things, pick up the same frequencies and attract it back. It's really exciting if you open your mind, to these type of concepts that the geniuses came up with. And instead of seeing what you see on the internet on law of attraction, do more research about it and realize that this is a real thing by law, I am going to say it one more time. By law, if you think about money, an abundance of money, even a dollar amount of money, by law, as soon as you think it, it travels instantly across the entire planet, even out in space. But that's way other level, right? Beyond even myself at this point. But, on Earth, the world, right? And actually affects physical matter. And by the theories that our geniuses came up with, if you think about money, by law, it has to come back to you. Just the theory. Now, whether that happens or not is the power of the energy you're sending out, or frequency you're sending out, and how often you're sending it out. As basic as we can get. Now you get deeper in the training, and there's special 68 seconds, a minute and 8 seconds. If this is way next level, we won't even go to that. But and believing, right? If you're thinking about money and you don't believe you can get money, that's gonna block it from coming in. That's where we get into, this is the stuff you're not going to find on the internet, and why everyone thinks, a lot of people think it's law of attraction doesn't work, because people aren't teaching the actual techniques you physically need to do, and how often you need to do it, and what will block it from coming in is the things you need to learn. And we have studied those things, and it has changed our lives, and we're making a whole podcast around these things. Not just the law of attraction, but applying the techniques of this theory that is supposed to work, is by law, it has to work. This type of stuff is what really opened my eyes, and it is. Think about it. Think about how easy you can create something negative in your life because you've been thinking negatively for so long. You could create a car crash tomorrow and not even realize it. And you're not sitting there thinking car crash, I want to get in a car crash. But guess what you're thinking? What does a car crash make you feel like? Frustrated, pissed off, helpless. That's what a car crash makes you feel like. So now you got in a car crash. This is how you feel. Pay attention to what you've been thinking about the past weeks or month. Probably frustration, fucking pissed off, maybe helpless. You didn't think car crash. But those feelings that you're thinking created a car crash in your life, right? Oh man, this is huge. I like to break it down like this because everyone hates on the law of attraction because the stuff you read doesn't give you the full information. They just tell you, hey, you think like this, believe you can do it, and it'll happen, which is technically true. But there's a lot of techniques and applications you need to apply, like know the score charts, and having, and looking at these charts and literally moving the numbers you're making up with your mind, which I've done. I made this chart one time, and I just started eBay. Check this out. I just started eBay, and I made my first Know the Score chart. I had 0 sales to up to this point, posting, thinking it doesn't work because I'm not posting enough. But you post, and so I made a Know the Score chart. I wrote eBay on there, how much I want to make, and up to numbers 100, 200, right? Just making the chart, I felt good. But as soon as I made the chart and I pinned it up on my wall, I got my first eBay sale ding. As soon as I'm not lying, right? As soon as I made this chart, I hung it up on my wall and looked at it and felt good. And I got my first eBay sale right then. And I gotta put a dot on the freaking. I just filled it out. I just drew the lines, and I made my first sale after I made it and hung it up on my wall. Like, I made 10 copies of that shit and posted it all over the fucking apartment I was in the bathroom, my closet. I had a copy of that shit on my ceiling. I'm laying in bed, I'm looking at my ceiling there. I was like sold. So I had that notice board chart, 30 of them posted all over the place. My roommate came home like, what the fuck? What is going over the bathroom when you walk in? Over the bathroom door when you walk out, on top of the mirrors. Oh my God. I was like, I need to be looking at this as much as I can. I took down the other one. I was going to show you the other one with all the dots on it. This stuff, it works. When you concentrate on what you want, and you will attract it into your life. And whether it happens fast is how powerful. Like when you tie emotions to it, that's how you increase the power. You tie emotions to your thoughts, it increases the power. And if you can tie emotions to your thought and think about it every second of the day, it'll come back to you so quickly. It'll blow your mind. And this is the information that the wealthy, controlling populations do not want you to know. This is why you can't find this information. It's very challenging to find this information on the internet anywhere or find anybody talking about it. Don't be surprised if YouTube cuts this video and you have no longer access, because it doesn't get any more real than this. So don't be shocked. I wouldn't. I've been cut off Facebook for posting some real stuff too, because they don't want you to know this. They do not want you to know that you can create whatever you want by changing your thinking and feel good when you think about it and think about it all the freaking time. And you can build that rocket ship to Mars and attract the people, the money, and the how that stops you from doing anything. All of that will come into play like magic. It's a law. It has to.
It's if you can stop people at the first starting of their belief, you win, because everything to be done is simple. The action is simple. Go do it, and it's done. That's why Nike says, just do it. You want to be ripped? Just do it. Just go work out.
Success is a decision away. That period.
And the thing is, they've got you at the decision point. They fucking stunted your mind's ability. You have Mount Everest of the mind. You can't get over this big hump in your mind. That's the hard part. And you can't get over that. And so if they have control over that, because they don't want you to believe in yourself, they win, because you're deaded right at the point of thought. The point.
And why? Yeah. How is this happening? Well, when you can buy a chicken sandwich at McDonald's for 99 cents and you can barely get a banana for 99 cents, more of that's more your own decisions. But when it's so much easier to eat the crappy food that has zero nutrition your body needs and actually keeps you vibrating at a lower level, that you can't even throw out a stronger signal to attract whatever you want.
Yeah, because you're vibrating low, because you're low energy. You don't have any energy in your body. You're not going to be able to do a lot of these things. And
you're not going to be psyched up enough in your psyche and energy. I can achieve whatever I want. You won't even believe it. You'll start thinking about the how and stop, because you have no idea how it is. The how's irrelevant. Well, that's later. That's another topic. We already had a whole one on that. But they don't. You pay attention to the news. Don't you notice every single thing on the news? It's usually something bad, especially the big ones.
It's safe to say it's always that way. It is so bad that my wife turns the news on in the morning and I leave the room and go upstairs. I literally won't even listen to it.
And then you go and the commercials come, and the commercials are even negative and bad, and
it's surprising people don't kill themselves just from watching the news because it's so negative. It's like anxiety ridden. You're like, oh fuck, I gotta get the fuck out of here. You know, I gotta leave the country. Some shit's gonna happen. Oh fuck, a nuclear bomb. What? You know,
exactly.
The fucking plates are gonna shift and create a tidal wave that goes from the west coast to the fucking Midwest. Oh shit. You know, like you're like, and this is bad, and then 5,000 people died, and then COVID's up 5 million. You know, like it's just non-stop. It literally is non-stop.
And then you get on your cell phone and you go on Facebook, and what's in your news feed? Fights. Fight at McDonald's. There's a fight here. What people knock it's just slammed in our face.
And here's what we don't even here's the gym. Here's what we don't even realize. We are watching the TV and it's programming us. We've been programmed from our parents. We're programmed from school, our jobs, the news, the food we eat. We're just programmed. And then my homie says, I want to build some wild shit I can't tell you. I want to do this thing. I want a rocket ship to the moon. And what do I immediately do? No, you can't do that, see, because and so you're literally
that's exactly what
you've been exposed. You've been exposed and you do it. And it wasn't until I start thinking like, well, actually, if you got a hold of this, and that, I can see how that would work. But like you're so quick to just do what you're programmed to do, you know. Period. You're quick to do, and so you spread that just like you do your kids. If your parents tell you you ain't shit and it ain't easy, just be a plumber. No, Dr. Plumbers. Some plumbers make great money, but you ain't shit. Just become a whatever, and then next thing you know, your kids say, "Daddy, I want to be a fireman." You're like, "Son, just do something reasonable and be a plumber," or not that a plumber's, but like you know some sort of job that it seems more reasonable, that is easily accessible, you know. And you're just programmed, and the news programs you and all the shit, man. And once you get this information, you're like me, I can't even watch the news. It's just negative. And I mean, and then it's like, and then by the way, Jimmy got a cat out of the tree. And then it's like one thing, there's a mountain of shit, and they put a little cherry on top that's like, Jimmy's birthdays, Smucker's birthdays.
And the next thing you get, there's a hurricane brewing. You know what I mean? It's
worst hurricane in the world. The world is in the worst shape. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure in the 50s or whatever the fuck year it was, if I'd have been more paying attention in high school, there was Hitler killed millions of people. What are you talking about? It's getting worse. But they're just gonna fucking write the narrative for you. You know, so having this kind of information is our point. Having this kind of information, which is immediately start the just do it part, it's like the start and just go and you can believe in yourself thing. Most people are they don't even start because they're already shut down and programmed to don't believe you're just a fucking cog in this big fucking wheel. It's too hard. There's no way. Crab in a bucket. You know, you're trying to get out of the. You're automatically already there. And stuff that got you at the mind. So anybody spewing you can fucking do it. Get over yourself. And it's as simple as do it. Get over yourself. You're all pissed that you wish you were buff as Tommy down the street. He's 49 and he's still buff. And you're like, what the hell? Well, just get your ass in your car or your bicycle, whatever the fuck you have, or the fucking local bus. Get your ass to the gym and go work out. Or you don't even need that. Just fucking put your feet up on the couch and fucking get down and start doing some push-ups. Run around the block. You got legs and shit, right? So it's like, but it's like if they can get you at your belief system, which is that you ain't shit, you winning all day. You know, you don't have to worry about people coming for your wealth. You know, whatever the fucking conspiracy is. But the bottom line, we know this: we have bad food. It's easier to get shitty food. Nobody believes in shit. Nobody believes in themselves. And
why? Yeah, why does it cost more to eat healthy? Now, we can go deeper. Maybe, obviously, maybe the farming.
You can't mass
Probably
produce fucking a lot of healthy shit.
Maybe obviously the farming to make it more natural might be more expensive.
Yeah.
There's probably more realistic ways to look at it that I'm not necessarily aware of the whole process.
You can mass produce shit food. So that makes its
Right.
price go down.
So that's why.
But at the same time, but supply and demand, we're allowing and we're eating mass produced, as opposed to like a lot of countries go, fuck no, I'm not eating that mass produced shit. Yuck. Why would I put that in my body? And we're saying yes to it, meaning the supply and demand is there. So there's supply, there's a demand for it. Therefore, they're creating the supply, and we're part of that whole process. But it all starts somewhere.
So then in the reverse, then if more people were eating organic and there was less fast food, would the prices go down?
The prices of organic go down because the demand for it is so high that they can now build it on a mass level and lower their prices. Because you have enough people wanting your shit, you're going, well, Jimmy, instead of 4 organic cows, we need to fucking have 5,000 to fill the demand. If we have 5,000, shit, we can fill that whole trailer full instead of just partially full. It'll be cheaper to ship that, and then now we can that rolls down to the customer. So,
but that's not happening because we are so stuck on this fucking McDonald's and Jack in the Box. I have a McDonald's right down the street here, and then there's an Albertsons, and I drive the back way home, and I am completely shocked at how many cars are in this drive-through at McDonald's, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Well, you already hate yourself. Think of the psyche behind it. You already hate yourself. You already didn't start your day off by winning the fucking morning, right? And you're like,
you don't know what to do.
I'm already hella low energy. My boss is yelling at me. I just don't even want to cook tonight. Fuck it. There's a conveniently placed McDonald's at every fucking corner. I'm just going to drive through their fucking drive-through and get their food, eat it, feel like shit because that didn't fucking fulfill my body's nutrient needs. And then it's also going to drive my fucking vibrations low, meaning I can't even start to think positive. Then depression sinks in. And then it's like, fuck it, let me add a beer to that. And then next thing you know, man, you want to fucking win in life and take that next step. You're like, man,
no, you just wasted your whole night doing all this stuff that's not doing anything for you, and what you did everything else but do something to make you grow bigger. And you know what I mean? And check this out. Why do we even have to have this topic? Why do we even have to talk about why it's so challenging to achieve our fucking dreams? We should almost be talking about, man, I'm achieving too many dreams, man. How do I cut it back?
Hey, you know what I think funny is
I'm achieving too much. How do I?
You know what I think
need
funny
to stop thinking so positive. It should be the opposite.
It's hard to even convince people they can achieve their dreams.
How could that even be a sentence?
I've had to sell people's dreams to them. I'm like, what are you good at? Well, they're like, and I'm fucking hammering them. I'm like, I'll do everything for you.
Some people.
I think you should have a YouTube channel.
I have a couple rap artists that might watch this. We could be winning awards. We could be winning music awards with these guys. They're so talented. I believe in them more than they believe in themselves. Feel like
no, you're right. They don't. You do. They don't even want to try. You see the potential in people. So it's like.
And guess what I asked them? Okay, and then because they hate it when I come over because I drill them with this shit. And every time they get drunk, this is what they say to me when they're drunk. Oh my God, Will, we're so talented. Why don't we do this? And I'm like, and I every time it comes to a certain point, and every time I'm just like, because you refuse to show up. And when I ask you why, what do you tell me? Well, some of us have a job. Is your job a 24-hour one? Because you can't tell me you can't do 2 hours in the morning or 2 hours after work when every one of your Instagram posts is you smoking weed and drinking.
I've made a conscious effort to
telling you, that's why I can't mess with artists anymore. I gotta take my music, man, to TV and film now because everyone's a flake.
I've made a conscious effort to and I'm not great at this, by the way, but I'm pretty damn good at achieving things every day. I've achieved more in the last fucking 6 months than I have in my whole lifetime. As crazy as that is, I have so much shit fucking about to pop that it's crazy. But part of it is like today, I'm like, man, it's sunny. I need to finish editing this video. You know what? I got those fucking Coronas in the freezer or in the refrigerator outside. I got some cigars. I should just crack a fucking Corona. Fucking, I got all my work done early in the morning. I should just go and crack a brew or two and fucking smoke a cigar and then I'll get on that video. And I'm like, no, you know what's gonna happen. You're gonna get fucking buzzed. You can't look at the screen correctly, and then you're not gonna do anything but get fucked up, take a nap, and then eventually fucking hate yourself for not achieving the things you set out to do. And then you're gonna go to McDonald's and be part of that big long ass line we were just talking about. Eat some more burgers, go home and drink some more beers, and then hate yourself in the morning because you're a fucking loser. You're never gonna make it.
And you never. Oh my gosh!
It all starts with the one thing, and so I refuse to fucking drink during the day.
I'm feeling really good about what we're talking about right now. And let me tell you, this is, and we went out on a limb here. Every time, normally we really wouldn't want to have a topic that says law of attraction because automatically, what's the first thing? Every one of you, millions of people watching, what's the first thing you thought of when I said law of attraction? You're automatically like, nope, and don't have any idea why. You're automatically, because your willingness to even learn something is at a 0, and your willingness to accept change in your life to be successful is at a 0. You're not even willing to listen. You just think law of attraction, all I see about it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. It's not fake. It is a scientific proven law, and people think it's fake because it doesn't work. How can there be a proven law that most people think are fake?
Well, this
is how they got it mentally.
Yeah, but it's like this. At its core and simplicity is believe in yourself and you can achieve. Start there with it. Take a baby step to law of attraction.
The simplicity is your brain is both a transmitter and a receiver of frequency and energy. So every time you think of a thought, it goes out exponentially through the entire ether of the planet, and by law, it has to come back to you. That's the simple, because then there's all this other stuff. Well, believing, amount of time and getting obsessed with it by thinking about it all the time. That's all the under stuff. The simple point is every time you think a thought, it affects physical matter.
That's not a simple thought, though. That's hard to wrap someone's head around. I'm speaking from a person who, when you first told me, I was like, well, get the fuck out of here. But the simple fucking part.
When Thomas Edison and Albert Einstein are the ones that came up with this theory.
Well, they also know how to fucking make a light bulb and the E equals MC squared. These motherfuckers are complex.
Exactly. They're geniuses.
So yeah, but it's like someone opening the iPhone and saying, this is a simple fucking piece of engineering. It's like, well, it's not simple. So you got to simply tell it to people first. You got to be able to swallow it first, And
that's why the science should be simple. It's proven. It's proven that this vibrates. How is that an advanced concept?
It's not proven until someone can see it happen. Nobody knows until someone sees it happen. People just go, I can't wrap my head around it, and that's okay.
Can you see gravity?
That's okay. You can't even get motherfuckers to go to the gym as easy as that's easy to wrap your head around.
But you can't see gravity. Yeah. I can't see gravity.
Yeah, but I seen it happen right there, though. But I got to see that happen right there. I didn't get to see. Why aren't you in $1 billion fucking car right now? You know what I mean? So we seen that fall down. So the thing is, until somebody can say, "Look, I'm thinking about an apple," and an apple show up, nobody's gonna believe it right away. So you gotta be able to articulate it in a form where they can understand it. It's like, do you at the beginning believe in yourself? Because at its core, the law of attraction is like, if you believe it, you can achieve it. And then we'll get into deeper layers as we go. But you got people that can't even believe in the fucking simple fact where you can see it, like gravity. They can't even get their ass to the gym and work out, yet they say they want to be in shape. And that's a very believable, proven thing. It's been proven that if you go to the gym, you work out and eat good, you'll lose. But you got motherfuckers like, I know I want to lose weight, but today I'll have 15 beers, eat a fucking cheeseburger, and then be mad at myself tomorrow and be like, yeah, but I want to lose weight. And even with proven shit, they won't do it. So I think
Right.
this kind of information, you almost got to baby step people into it. And realistically, anybody watching this doesn't stumble upon our video because that can be recommended by YouTube. They have to type in the law of attraction and then they'll find this video. So they have to be interested in the first place. But the way you're explaining it is perfect. The thing is, for people to believe it is a whole nother thing. They've been programmed. They've got to overcome 20 some odd, 30 years, however old you are, worth of programming.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It should be easier to believe when you think about it from the scientists who created these theories. I thought that would be easier to believe.
No, because they believe in E equals MC squared, but I couldn't tell you what the fuck that means for the life of me. And that might be simple,
Advanced math concept, right?
Yeah,
Like
well, I don't understand it. So a genius made it up.
I
Right,
don't either.
right, right. So just
I don't understand.
so now
But
you're
here's the
telling
thing,
that
though.
you're same thing. You're saying these geniuses know it. So
Well, here's the thing is I've also learned through this material, I don't know what I don't know. So if I don't know what I don't know. So instead of automatically dismissing it, how about being open to let me do a little further research or tell me more.
You got to remember though, you're dealing with humans. Humans.
Let me go try some of these techniques.
But you're dealing with
humans. Let me go try some of these techniques, see if they work. You know what I mean? What are the actual techniques then, since they're so hard to find? You know what I mean?
You're dealing with humans who don't want to believe in God, and they would rather believe that there is no God and that we're just gonna fucking die and fall off the earth when it's all done. They would rather believe in that than anything else. You have atheists that just say, "Fuck it, I don't believe in shit." But science, which is cool because science, they kind of tell you something, but science only goes so far. There's so many arguments with that, but a lot of people are like that. You have a lot more atheists nowadays.
Right.
You have a lot more limited beliefs to what you can actually see happening. When one thing I can tell all of you atheists out there, and I'm not even speaking as from a religious standpoint, but you're saying that only what people can show you, only the humans who occupy the earth, if the humans who occupy earth at this very time can't prove it to you with their limited abilities, you're saying that it can't exist? No, we may be limited as human beings and we can't explain 99 fucking 0.999% of this shit because we are that fucking advanced. So we're all out here going, no, I believe that other person who breathes air and bleeds like me because he says and got the label scientist on his badge that nothing else can be possible. Man, fuck you. They were saying the same shit about the light bulb, rockets to fucking space. Some people say that was fake. Like you got so many fucking people that would rather believe a person saying, no, science says, well, science is a fucking human being saying something who read it in a book, wrote it in a book, and has certain laws that they wrote based off of what their experiments did. But, if you would have fucking had experiments prior to fucking, whoever the fuck, whoever made who made the fuck Edison, the light bulb, right? Prior to that, it would have said there was no such thing as you make artificial light. They're still burning kerosene and lanterns and shit. So you would have said, man, fuck you. This dude had to do it 10,000 times before he got something to work. The person at 5,000 times would have said, fuck that. There's no way you can make artificial light. There's no such thing as a filament that's going to get hot enough to brighten up a room. Not happening. Yet you can see me right now. We got computers right now. But it's all, you're limited. Anybody who's an atheist has limited themselves to the beliefs of another human being. That's fucking idiotic to me. Because how can you fucking limit yourself to somebody else's limitations of the actual advancement of science? Science advancements are limited. Period. Yeah, it doesn't. Our science of what we've seen in the past doesn't line up with say religion and Jesus and all that based on dinosaurs and all this other shit. And I get that whole argument of that. But I'm saying you cannot say that there isn't something bigger. That the energies don't fucking matter. I mean, there's so many fucking things with how the fuck do I drive to work? I don't have a job for anybody right now, but like, and I see a moon just hovering in the sky, and I'm like, holy shit! It's the morning, and the moon's not, uh, it's not necessarily intensely reflecting the sun's fucking color, so it's just a rock in the sky. And I'm like, holy shit, there's just a rock, and I can see it from my fucking the highway of the 5 in Portland, and go, God damn, there's the moon just sitting right there. It looks like I'm in some fucking space movie, man. This is the shit. And I'll be tripping on it all the way to work, man. Like, what the fuck? We don't know shit. And that's the thing is anybody who's over there doesn't know shit. But all you got to do is simply tie it to this. Anybody who says that ain't true, I guarantee fucking team will double down on this and put all my money on earth on it. They don't. They aren't doing shit with their lives. I guarantee. I guarantee. I fucking guarantee it. And anybody wants to challenge me, put it in the comments right there. Put the notification bell, and then you'll know when I respond to you. Because the bottom line is, if you've got fucking $500,000 in the bank and a Lamborghini, and you don't believe in believing in yourself, I don't know how the fuck you got there. There's a disconnect because you have to believe in yourself to get in that Lamborghini somehow, man. You had to believe in yourself to get that job promotion or however the fuck you get there, win that stock market. You had to believe in yourself to double down on that fucking first stock of Amazon way back before when they were just selling books. You had to believe in yourself to do these kinds of things, and so I guarantee anybody who doesn't believe in this shit or some advancement of it. I mean, you could be an atheist. I mean, that's just not believing. But if you don't believe in the universe and I mean, there's galaxies and galaxies of shit, and you're ignorant as fuck if you think we're the only life form on Earth, or no, not on Earth. Sorry, the only life form in existence. Yes, Earth is a perfect scenario to science with the way our oxygen and all the environment is to breed all these organisms. But you can't tell me with the fucking vast fucking universes and other universes upon universes past our universes that there can't be another Earth that exists with other life forms that have developed, built to where. I mean, you're a fucking retard. I mean, that's me. I'm a little aggressive, but that's just the real deal. Anybody who doesn't believe in themselves, anybody who believes in themselves believes in this kind of material because it's so funny. I'm listening to Russ, right? Russ, if you ever watch, you got to watch it. Well, there's a Russ and Illmind uh, podcast, just like what we're doing right now, and he's hitting Russ up, and Russ is making $10 million a year off of TuneCore streams, like DistroKid TuneCore streams because he owns all his music because he made all his songs in his bedroom with his little $2,500 microphone, whole computer setup, and owned all his shit, and makes all this money off it. And his big thing is, man, like he heavily believes in this kind of shit, like just like and fuck everybody's opinion, like it's funny, but everybody I've seen successful, 50 Cent, all of them, it's like speaking into existence. It's talking this same shit. I don't know a person who's not fucking massive that doesn't believe in this at some level. You know what I mean?
So check this out. We're gonna kind of, I don't know, man. We might have to twist this up a little bit. You don't even have to believe in it for it to work.
Yeah, that's where that gravity thing comes into effect. You don't have to believe
in it. You need to believe in it. Want it to work how you want it to work, but you don't even have to believe in it. Think about this. Explain to me how a satellite in space goes through space, atmosphere, concrete, brick, water, steel, and I push a button on my remote and there's magically picture and sound on my TV that picked it up. Explain that to me.
They got satellites that are
now you might be able to.
They got satellites that are millions of miles away, still sending us pictures of fucking galaxies upon galaxies away right now.
right? And here's the thing, you press that button and you remote and watch TV and you don't even question it. Do you know how the car works? The explosions and the pistons turning the crankshaft and your tires. Do you know how the engine? I know you do. I'm just saying I don't know everything. No. But guess what? I hop in my fucking car and I turn that key, not having a clue how it works, and I drive it down the road. You don't even have to take a look at your life right now. Look around you right now, and you're going to prove to yourself that it works right now. Take a look at where you're at. Take a look at what you're doing. Take a look at everything you haven't done and what you've been thinking about that's keeping you from doing it. That's proof that it works. It's just working on the negative side of things. You know what I mean? You know, we're trying to obviously create what we want by feeling good about what we want and chasing our dreams. But if you look around and you got shit hell, guess what? You think, pay attention to what you've been thinking about, and I guarantee to be exactly what you don't want, and that's exactly what you have in your life is exactly what you don't want, and that is the proof that it works. It's just working on the negative side of things.
And it's gonna be
There's
harder.
your proof.
It's gonna be even harder to explain it to those negative people. I've watched it happen to me. I've gone from like super duper positive to negative, and notice I'm like, oh, I'm in a real fucking scarcity mindset. Like I'm like everything. Oh, there goes the car again, fucking up. Well, it figures, you know. And it's like you're constantly worried that the car is gonna break down, so you're bringing that to you, you know. But you guys gotta understand, you can't wrap your head around it. It's like all this technology around me right now. I got fucking shitloads, and it's like prior to this shit existing, I wouldn't have believed it. If somebody would have told you that there's satellites millions of miles away that take 2 or 3 years at light speeds to come here, but they're going that fast. They're
And
going
lights.
at light speeds. It's taking them years to get here. Years to get here. There's stars that are already dead in the fucking sky right now that died 2 years ago. And we
Right.
don't, but we see them right now. We can't wrap our head around shit. But this information comes to us too. They're getting and receiving pictures that they're taking of these planets. So these satellites go around a planet and take like thousands of pictures, and it makes a model of this planet, right? And they're sending it back. Well, it's taking 2 and 3 years to get back because they're millions of miles away. Yet we're getting this information. Like, who the fuck would have ever told you that? You would never believe it. We don't know what exists. How did that information get here? How did it get here?
You don't even have to. That's the thing. You don't even. You don't. It works whether you believe it or not. It works whether you believe it or not. So why not? You know, this is where we get into. You know, life is a game, and we get to make up the rules. So why don't make up the rules so you're winning and so you're happy? I want to feel good now. I just want to be super. I just want to be happy. I would just, you know, and instead walking around. Oh, I hate that bitch. I don't like him. His attitude. Look at that, how he's dressed. I went to breakfast and my eggs were cold, and it took forever to get service. And this lady was rude. You know what I mean? And all you're talking about is negative, negative, negative. And then you stub your toe on the door on the way out. And then you, shoot, I'm surprised you don't get in a car crash as soon as you hit the road.
Yeah, that's totally me. That's how I am. I'm like, I look at people like, man, what a dumbass. Look at this hat, you know, or oh, look at this guy, or oh man, like what's their life like? And so my new thing lately has been to shush myself. I go shh, because it's all in my head, right? And I shush myself out loud and I go, shh. Mainly I can do it because I'm wearing a mask all the fucking time now. But I'm like, I just shush myself because I'm doing that, and I'll do like, oh man, what the fuck, this guy, where was I at? I was with the kids, and I said something out loud, but I was like, today, Junior, like, it's like this guy fucking wouldn't hit the gas and just drive the fucking car. And but you know, like I remember I started to do it. My kids started laughing like today, Junior, because they don't know what it is. In fact, we went back and watched the Billy Madison show where I stole it from. But you know, it's like that. So I've started to shush myself because you can really get on that tangent of negativity, uh, and trust me, I'm a firm believer that negativity is part of this whole thing. You can't have one without the other. You can't have positivity without negativity, or you're living in fucking Disneyland World. You're good luck surviving in this life without understanding you have to navigate negativity. Uh, you can't just separate yourself from everything negative in life, or you're going to be a hermit on a mountain in the middle of nowhere, and then you're going to be pissed because you feel the wind's blowing too hard, and that's negative. So I know that, but I have like literally like shush. I don't want to be adding to the negativity. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to contribute to it. So it's like shush. I've had a couple things with some dumb shit the last couple days that I wanted to jump on and like today I told myself, Rob, you're a fucking eagle. Don't be concerned with what's going on down there, and then soar down low and start fucking playing around with the people that are still at that level. Keep soaring high and you don't even fucking see that shit and keep moving on, right? You need to get past that shit, but it's hard because you can be that person and everybody's normal like that because you're programmed that way to go, man, fuck this car, it's going slow, my food sucks, like look at that guy, oh this person's a fucking idiot, and that will put you that's not the type of thoughts you need to have in your head if you're trying to do something big.
You're just gonna create more of what you don't want.
Yeah, I've noticed doing that. Like once I start on that path, and I'll be like, oh look at that dumb fucker, and look at that stupid fucker, and look at oh my god, this guy almost fucking ran into me. What a dumb fuck! And then next thing you know, I have all these cars start coming and almost hitting me. Like what the fuck? Like is everybody a shitty driver today, motherfucker? Like everybody sucks at driving. Man, can I find somebody? And now all of a sudden, I'm pulling in all the fucking dumb fucks on the road. You know.
It like that quickly.
Oh yeah. Then the light turns on, and then you just you can just really pay attention to all these things and and think of them negatively too. Whereas if you just let go, okay, yeah, that guy, he almost fucking ran out in front of me. I did it the other day. I pulled out a Winco, and this fucking old lady rips through the red light, and almost T-bones me. And I'm like, oh my god, I almost died right there because she was gonna hit my car fucking door. She had no fucking clue, and she drives through, doesn't even slow down. She goes, oh fuck, like has her fucking hands on her face, not on the steering wheel, driving through a red light at Mach 10, almost T-bones. She goes, oh no, and she's like, I'm sorry, and just keeps mobbing at fucking 800 miles an hour, and I'm like, I'm glad I fucking was dicking around on my cell phone to where I didn't actually take that light when it turned green. You're like still like over here and you look up like, oh shit, it's green. And she just pulled past. If I had not fucked around with my phone, I would have pulled out on time and then fucked up. However, I do look both ways. But the point is, I could have said, man, what a dumb bitch. And then been like, oh let me fucking oh this guy's a dumb fuck too, and this guy instead, man, I'm consciously making decisions to just shush myself and be like, quiet down, man, because I think about I think about dumb shit like I start generating possibility arguments in my head of like, man, bitch is like this, and then I start getting mad at my wife and she ain't even there for things she ain't never even done. I bet she's gonna go out tonight, and then she like, meanwhile I'm over here like she don't appreciate, and then it's just like all of a sudden I start going on this fucking thing, and I've now like just shush myself, just quiet down, move on, like you just it's crazy, bro.
No, I have done the same thing. Once you, I've let it go. See, here's the thing with well, let's start with this. I've done the same thing with negativity, man. I start having negative conversations that I even haven't had yet, and then that person texts me, and I have a negative conversation with that person, and then I look back and I'm like, I already knew this was going to happen, but I didn't change the thought because I'm at that point now, right? I already knew this was going to happen, but I just, instead of changing it, I just let it go. Sometimes it's more challenging to change it right away than others, but it happens instantly. But here's another thing about negativity too, and you shouldn't be scared. You can't be scared of negativity and when you think negative things, because that's the best opportunity to create is when you're is when you're negative and you're especially angry and frustrated, because that lets you know that you're just thinking about what you don't want, and you can change it immediately and start projecting what you do want immediately and change how you feel.
And being aware of it's huge, because like you said, how you're thinking negatively about people, and then you fucking you communicate with them, and sure shit, it becomes a bullshit thing. I do it with you and Berto all the time. Like a fucking Berto starts to piss me off as a little passive aggressive shit, and I go, and this is live. I get it. I don't give a fuck. But my thing is like I start going. I feel like text is terrible. First of all, you start to feel a certain way, right? They might not even have meant it that way. They feel you feel like they came at you a little bit crazy, like, wait, I've been fucking doing all this and that, and you start creating this argument in your head. And then you engage in that conversation, and it becomes full on fucking negative, like you thought it was going to be. I have now made conscious decisions that once I think like that, I tell myself that is not a good idea to actually message this person right now. Don't message this person right now. Literally, do not do it. Don't message them, because you're going to come up negative. And thank God that, in fact, this was last night. I wanted to go fucking just slay a motherfucker, and I did it. I didn't say anything, and the next day I felt so much better because I didn't feel like that anymore. I was no longer in that negative state, and I felt 100 times better. I was like, because I didn't really mean any of that stuff, and I didn't say anything, and I was like, man, the things I was gonna say would have opened up a can of worms that would turn into some other dumb shit, and it's also that I wanted to piggyback. I read a book about it's like the love languages or whatever, and it talks about how like you can find out a lot from what people say negatively, including yourself, to find out what they actually want. Because if somebody complains to you about something, they're saying and telling you right now the information about what they actually want. If my wife's complaining that the dishes are always dirty, she's not. Don't take it as, oh, she's complaining that the dishes go. Oh, so it sounds like she would like it if I would to do the dishes more often, or help around the house. And then it's all about your perspective too. Like navigating your negative energies, man. You can really take it as a lot of actually really good information too. Whereas when you're thinking negatively about something, realize that you want the opposite of that, and then give that to yourself. You know what I mean?
This is huge, and it's extremely. The concept is easy, but it's extremely challenging to get to the point, even to realize what you're doing, and then number two, to actually change it. But when you see it start to work, it gets a little easier. And I still, you're always a student of using the techniques and doing the techniques, and you're always, I fail as well, and I get upset about things I shouldn't and things like that. But it's a process.
It's a life journey.
It's a lifestyle change. It takes time, but you have to start, right? You have to just I think I said this almost every other video we've done too, is I in the very beginning, I paid attention to every one of my thoughts. This is no joke. If I swear to people would think I was insane. But to this day, I'm still on top of it. And I catch myself, I don't want to text this. Wait, no, that's not what right? It's what I don't want. I want to, I want to feel good. I don't want to go to work No, I want to go to work and have a great day and hope it goes by quick. Right? I have to even be careful because I'll even go to where I don't, and then I'll be like, I don't want to talk about what I don't want. I don't. So I even stop myself from telling myself I don't want to talk about what I don't want. I won't even do that. I don't, and I'll just change it. No, I want to do this. But it takes a while to get to get to that point. But you will change your life if you start paying attention, and you'll start realizing how often your sentences start with I don't want. Even me, and I'm a student of this.
Yeah, but again, that's the key word. We're students of it. We're not masters of anything. So the thing is, it's like an instrument. We will be mastering this instrument our whole life. It's like guitar. You're never fully mastered the piano or the guitar. You just haven't. And so it's forever you're learning. Forever you're applying yourself and you're trying to get better. And that's what this is. Some people are a little bit further along in it, and some people are just starting. But it's a lifelong journey of missteps and mistakes.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know. So if someone were to come, that's why this topic is a very touchy. Law of attraction is a very touchy topic because most people automatically shut it off because it's
Well,
so talked about. It's so negatively talked about.
I
Late.
think it's polarizing because right now it's a fad, and it always has been a fad really. There's some that take it serious and some that don't, but a lot of times it's like religion. A lot of people get into religion because it's easier. It's like if I just pray to God and like you mean he'll like forgive
It's
all
exactly
he'll
like
he'll
religion. It's
he'll
exactly like prayer.
he'll forgive all my sins. I mean, so I can just fuck up and he just can forgive me. Oh fuck yeah, cool. And if I just pray to God, he'll like buy me a new car. Like a lot of times, it's people jump on this information too. It's polarizing. It's one way or the other. Some say, "Man, fuck that, little corny ass shit," and then other people go, "Fuck yeah, I like that." You mean all I gotta do is think real hard and like I'll have $1 million? Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
but
You
a
mean I don't
lot
have
of
to
people.
do? You mean I don't have to do shit and I'll just have $1 million? All I gotta do is think about it? Oh hell yeah! And a lot of people are on this shit because it's easy. And then you see like Tony Robbins going, "Man, why in the fuck are all these guys keep coming to all my fucking seminars?" Seminar. And you're like, man, you've been to fucking seminars with me for 4 years straight, man. Like, what are you doing? What have you done with this information? Oh, I just been traveling to these seminars for that feel good dopamine rush. Because it's easy it sounds easy because people don't want to dig past one section of it, which is the thought part.
And it's just one see, this is why a lot of people think it's fake, is because they don't teach you the techniques on what you need to do for the law of attraction to work.
No, I
They
think
don't,
I
the
think that
tech
listen,
aren't out there.
I think they do. It's that nobody wants to pay attention that long. It's just like music and producing and shit like that. People only want to pay attention to the first starting part, but not how to get hella dope at it, which takes a long time. And so they start out with the first superficial part, right, which is thinking about it. And so you got all these fucking fuck boys jumping on this stuff and being like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get in this law of attraction. And then all these guys that are skeptical look at all these people who half-ass the information and then go, see, it doesn't work. And it's like, no, it works. You just got a bunch of people that were jumping on the easy train and didn't want to put the work in, and then came in it, failed at it, and then everybody who doesn't agree with it says, see, look at all these failures. It's like, yeah, they all failed because they're all bullshitters. They were just there for the fucking easy gravy train side of it. So they see the results of these people who didn't really take in all the information.
Because all the information isn't out there.
It's out there. So the thing is, if people, it's because the information can be out there, but you only choose to do part of the information. That's what everybody's seeing as the result of that. And it's just like producing. People go, or not producing, but like the music industry. Oh, it's just too hard. It's saturated. You can't get in. And then you're like looking at these motherfuckers. You're like, well, how many days a week you recording and shit? Like, well, like I got a job and shit. I got a
That's
job. I got a job.
but
Shit. So people look at these motherfuckers like all your homies and all my homies and everybody I've ever dealt with, and they're like, "See, all those guys failed. It's hard to do." It's like, yeah. Ask them how many hours a week they put into music, and I guarantee they can go through the last 6 months that they didn't even show up once. So you really start to look at these people. They learn enough to get where they can do the rapidy rap, but they can't do the fucking, knee deep fucking elbow grease in the fucking game. They aren't really getting pretty. So you look at them and you go, yeah, it's hard to get in the game. Look at my homie can rap like a motherfucker and he ain't never made it. It's impossible. And it's like, no, no, no. Look at his work ethic. The motherfucker never shows up to the studio. He's got a friend that knows how to make beats, can record them, edit his videos, and put him out, and he still don't show up to the fucking game. And that's the same people with this fucking, and this is people in general with you got a gym membership, motherfucker, and you aren't buff. You got the gym membership for the last 7 years, and you aren't buff. But you've been talking this shit. You're gonna get buff. Yeah, it's just too hard, man. Dieting's hard. It's like, well, how many days have you been in the gym this last year? Well, none. No, it's not that weights don't work and that this diet doesn't work. It's that you didn't even show up to the game in the first place. And so that's what a lot of these naysayers see. They see all these people that say they got the gym membership of the law of attraction, but they aren't even showing up to the game, man. And so you see the results of these people that aren't even putting in the fucking all the elements of the shit. Now, you look at me in fucking 2 more months, and then you'll see a true reflection of this type of information I've applied in my life. And like you were talking how every one of your thoughts you skim over, I've been doing that like crazy. That's why I'm doing the shush thing. Quiet down, Rob. Enough of that. And I'm trying to shush the other Rob. The Rob that still wants to be the Rob that got me where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? And it's like, nah, you need to shut the fuck up. You had your chance for 43 years. For full, sit back in the back seat for a minute. Let the new Rob take over and handle this wheel for a second. But you got the results of all these people that are bullshitting. Again, with this kind of information that helped me get over the fact that I had fucking my company shut down because of COVID. I'm without a fucking job and somehow go, this is a blessing. This is the shit. I'm gonna fucking make a lot of shit happen. More shit's gonna happen for me right now than ever. And without the information, I'd have been like, borderline killed myself. Who knows? Or just got some other regular job and then eventually killed myself through stress. Because you just go, because you don't want to be there. That's not fucking what your life aligns with. Anyway, but with this information and actually applying it. But you don't get a lot of people like myself applying the information. And if you do, they're up so high in the on the charts like a Jeff Bezos or a Steve Jobs or Bill Gates or anybody up there that you go, oh, it's unattainable and those guys are just special. Like so you don't even take that for it. You need to see somebody that's at the beginning stages of this information. And I think a lot of people see a lot of the fuckboys that go in the information and only take half of it and don't actually apply all of it. And that's it. They learn to rap and then they bitch about how they're not famous, and then you think that the rap game's fucked up, but it's really the dude in the game. So you're gonna get people that are gonna show up to this information and go, oh fuck that. It's like, well, then what's your other alternative? What is your other so tell me this. A guy that shows up, the guys you're talking about, or girls, people that show up and get this information, man, that's bullshit. And then you go, okay, cool, what do you believe in? Because we know you don't believe in yourself, and you don't believe in the law of attraction, and you don't believe in God. You believe in dinosaurs, that's cool. So even though you ain't never seen one, so what is it you actually believe in? And what are you doing with this belief system you have? So fuck all those belief systems, religion, law of attraction, all that shit. Cool. What do you believe in? I believe that my rent's due. I believe that my power bills due, and then I need to go be a sheep, and then I'm one of those fucking 8 million people in traffic on the way to work every day, clogging the fucking roads. And it's that. So I say if you say nay to this type of information and you don't believe in anything else bigger than yourself, and you don't even believe in yourself, that you sit back and have a hard look at yourself and your belief system as a whole. Because if your old belief system is to just second guess yourself and not believe, you're where you're at because of you. You know? Because I say, if you say nay to this, then tell me what is right then. Because you don't know what you don't know. So how can you say no to this? Right? And your alternative is what? You're going to go look at the Dalai Lama or something else? I mean, because it's going to be aligning with this anyway. You know, so it's
there is no other alternative except to keep doing exactly what you're doing.
Which is nothing.
Not you, but
no, I know, obviously, but it is you out there. You know, so it's like, so what is it that you're doing? You know, like if you're saying no to this information, then is your information so good that you even entertain this goddamn podcast? The fuck are you doing here? You know what I mean? What are you doing here? You know, if this you if the information's so bad, why are you here? What are you doing? You clearly want more in life. You can't wrap your head around it. So I say keep an open mind, because you know how I inched into this information was, you know what, Will? I can't wrap my head around that concept at this point in time. And I had to just take the information in layers over time to where I fully understood. And still, some of it seems a little bit like, hey, that's a little bit out there. But hey, I know one thing, I don't know shit. You know, so I mean, I can't say no. You know, I can't say it don't work. I don't know. But I know this. My mindset was bad. I had a doer's mindset, but my mindset was bad. You know, the beginning function is bad. So if I don't believe, and for everybody out there, the person I'm talking about who doesn't go to the gym and is still fat and bitching about himself is myself. I'm the one with the fucking membership for the last 7 years and never showed up to the gym one time. But I just can't swallow my pride to give up the gym membership, because that means I gave up on my body and shit. You know, like I'd have to say yes, I quit. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
this is an amazing. This is very good. I'm glad I went for it, because I wanted to talk about it before, but it's such a touchy subject with people and such a turn off. But I feel like
well,
thought I
we're touching on it
I
every
had a good
podcast.
angle. Thought I had a good angle to approach it from. You know, to just kind of do one on the law of attraction and just talk about it a little bit, and you know, and who cares what anyone else thinks, to be honest.
Well, obviously, we got a show called the Frequency Control Podcast, or sorry, Frequency
Show.
Control Show. So,
No.
you know, obviously, it's probably a good thing that we talk about the main thing of it. You know.
Yeah, this is such a. Oh, see, there you go. See, you need to pop it and be popping like that. I need to figure this little connection out. Is what I need to do. But yeah. Oh man, I feel so good. I feel so good right now talking about this and getting it out. Plus, this is the information I'm building too for uh my the Mind Tools TV channel. You know, and I wanted to talk about this exact thing because I believe in it, man. And I believe there is a because of the geniuses who came up with this concept and the theory. And it's exciting to me to know that whatever thoughts I have, I'm throwing it out there. And by law, it can affect physical matter. And it has to come back to you. That's exciting. That's exciting to know that's a real concept. And and to know it is because I've seen it in my life. My thoughts are my reality, whether they're good or bad. I'm attracting exactly what I'm thinking. But that's also exciting too, because I could change it by just thinking differently. And we're on a major, me personally too, I'm on a very high momentum cycle right now, and I'm excited about what's coming next. I really don't think I'm going to be in Seattle very much longer. in my head, I've just changed my whole concept, everything. You know, even at my job, I'm very grateful for my job. You know, I'm very grateful for my job, and the stability is amazing. And building my habit of saving has been something that's been very important to me. And I have a savings account right now with money in it, and it feels really good to start building it and be on a more positive side than where I was at here earlier this year. All by really focusing and dialing in the energies and the frequencies I'm throwing out. Now it just sounds kind of, redundant now, but just creating a better life, man, by concentrating on what I want and not on what I
you know what's funny is for people. I noticed it with you too, Will, and me. Like there's parallels here. Man, it took. I don't give a fuck what even you say. Like. It took us a couple years of vibrating like this for it to start to really yield anything. Because I mean, anything that was like more tangible than what you feel like you could have got without the information, and it's like thinking about it, it's like, man, it took Will a couple of years. I mean, you only had the information what, a year before I had it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And the same thing with me. And it took constantly exercising this information, and
not
not until a couple years later, because I remember specifically this writing, like it was like September 18th or something was the date, or February 8th, one of the two. I wrote it down. And we was like, where are we going to be in a year from now? And that year came, and it was like not very far, but mentally I was in a better place. But it took a couple of years of really exercising the information to really start seeing things finally here. But think about it, you're asking something from the universe to come to you, and the fact that it takes a couple of years to get you. Say it was a Lamborghini, just to be materialistic, and you're mad because it didn't happen in 1 month of the information. Now you're just being crazy. You know, like you don't know when, you don't know how, and all of a sudden, say 3 years from now, you have a Lamborghini, and you've been thinking about it all the time. You had a picture of it on your wall. You look at it every day. You fucking think about it. You go to car dealerships. You smell the car. Your mind and the universe start thinking of ways of how this is going to work out for you.
I mean,
All of a sudden, shit starts to work out for you. Start winning. And what's funny is, next thing you have it. I mean, I guarantee this. Here's one thing for you naysayers. I love to talk to you guys the most because I know how you feel, because I used to be like that. I know this. You don't get any of this stuff without believing in what it is. You can't sit there, you can't have a Lamborghini if you didn't want one fucking immensely. You didn't just have to have it. And for anybody who sits there and says, yeah, no, that's fucking bullshit, you thought about it and it came to you, it's like, no. But like, the more and more focused you are on something, you cannot deny that focus doesn't get you there. You're not going to have a Lamborghini by not focusing on having. You're like, no, I just kind of like woke up every morning, went to work every day, and got lucky, got a promotion on accident, and I just took the promotion, so fuck it, and I saved some money, I put it into some stock, and it hit for me, and it was TikTok before TikTok was big, and shit, now I got a Lamborghini. At this shit, there's a belief system in place, and it's the more and more focused you are on something, and you're putting the pictures and you have goals, the more you see that shit, the more the shit starts to happen.
It's really exciting. This is great topic. I love talking about this stuff, man. Uh, I love applying it though too. That's the thing. But yeah, I just really, I don't know, man. I really wanted a chance to just break down some of the concepts and of law, not the necessarily, well, yeah, the concepts, but just some of the theory behind it and the geniuses that thought of the theory, and then let's talk about it. You know,
You know,
uh,
you know what's funny is I noticed our 2 year, our 2 or 3 year journey so far with the information. At first, when you first get the information, you usually don't have anywhere typically to focus it, at least something that's not very specific. But with 2 years with the information, and when finally the opportunity of something specific to apply that information to, other than a broader scope of overall thinking and mindset, when you finally get that definite purpose and it gets super clear and in focus for you, and you have that information, it takes a little bit of time to finally get that thing to show up correctly, because now you're thinking correctly. Now you've got it figured out. And so when that opportunity for that thing to comes up, you have the information. Now you can focus it and do it. It's like you're hunting for a bird, but you don't have a gun. But then you finally get a gun, you learn to use the gun really good, but you're still waiting for a bird. And then when the bird finally shows up, you see what you want and you can shoot and hit it. You know what I mean? And now you're eating. And the same thing with this stuff. It's like 2 years of the information, but no real focus. You're looking for that laser focused thing you want, that definite purpose, and sometimes it takes that long for something to line up in your mind to kind of figure out what it actually wants in the first place. You first get the information, I have dreams and goals, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're very clear and specific. But over a 2 year period, guaranteed, things start to come in line and start to be very clear. Then when you apply that information, it only takes a couple of months for it to really start pulling towards you faster. You know what I mean? Once I locked into what I wanted, it took a couple of years or a year and a half, let's say. Well, and then I locked into the exact thing it was. Then pulling it to me was much quicker, but it took a couple of years, really, or a year and a half of kind of aimlessly figuring out what the fuck it is was my definite purpose, what I'm trying to do.
I was extremely fortunate, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was extremely fortunate. I made one of the best decisions in my life to go watch a homie's concert when I had to work in the morning. I didn't even have a vehicle. I had a work vehicle. And I and my work vehicle was tracked. I went to my homie's concert, and that led to me getting this information. But I was very fortunate because we had my friend that gave me this information. We talked about it every day. We talked about it. We talked about it. If I was struggling with something, we talked about it. And he was really able to break down the flaws in my thinking and stuff like that. And every time I had a challenge, he was able to make make sense of my challenge. And you know I was able to turn the information. I had answers to all my questions, and that was very huge. So I was very lucky that I was in the position to have somebody to talk to every single day. And we would break down my thought process. We would break down exactly the steps I did, and I was able to see how this information worked because somebody was showing me what I was doing and how it was affecting me. And I got to see that this stuff really works because I kind of like had a mentor figure. Like his girlfriend was pissed because he was talking to me more than he was talking to her. Like he was in a relationship with me. That's how much we talked about this information a year before I gave it to this guy. You know what I mean? Because I had to be solid and be able to speak it better. Because I already knew thinks I'm crazy, right? And he's right, but I was the perfect student for this kind of information. You know, uh, the first level is who you think about, or where you get your information, and the second step, and really the four basic steps, is your willingness to learn this information and your willingness to accept change in your life to be successful. And personally, I'm the perfect student because I have nothing else but to learn. And I had nothing else but willing to change my life to be successful. So I have an extreme advantage because I am the perfect student. Most people, they're not even willing to learn, and basically willing to learn, meaning what are you willing to give up to learn this type of information? I gave up a lot. To learn this information. You know, what are you willing to give up to learn the information that can completely change your life and what's going on in it, and being able to create anything you want in your life? How can you not listen to that kind of information? And why would it be so hard to in the first place? I mean, how could our minds even be at that point? So I am the perfect student. But I hope that some of you watching this, some of you are willing to learn and willing to give up something in order to learn this information. I gave up quite a bit to learn this stuff. What are you willing to, you willing to put the golf clubs down? Are you willing to, whatever it takes, to just learn it? And are you willing to accept the changes and the things you need to do in order to be successful? If you want things in your life to change, then you're gonna have to change things in your life, right? You have to do things different. You have to think different. You have to pay attention to what you're thinking to realize if you're thinking different or if you're still thinking the same. You know, you man, we're gonna do this every week till we get millions of people, because this information, we should have hundreds of people on there like hell yeah or hell no, and let's talk about it. This information is so important. I love doing this. I love talking about this. I need these podcasts.
Oh, me too. We missed one last week, and then we did this makeup one. But I remember, like, I woke up in the middle of the night thinking about it, like, I'm gonna do this special thing to the logo, and realized I had fucking missed my own podcast. And I remember saying, "Fuck!" I like look forward to the podcast because it's the information I like to talk about. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, even deeper than, yeah. Okay. I've never been the most empathetic. I don't know if that's a word. Empathy, right? I've never been the most
Empathetic's the word.
big. I've never been the most empathetic person to want to that really cares to hear about fucking people's problems. I'm not gonna lie. I've never, you know, I've never been that type of person, And then I got this information, and it's become such a part of me that, I'm very happy that, I have found something that I want to help people with. And this has been something that's been challenging for, well, obviously that's, I don't know. I like to teach swim lessons. Kids like to teach kids swim lessons and things like that. There's things I want to do, and I want to make sure no kid ever has to pay for swim lessons again in the planet. That's one of my dreams, because I'm big, I'm dreaming bigger dreams now with all this type of stuff. But this particular information and how it's consumed me and wholeheartedly changed my life. Like I finally have something that I really want to spread to people and help people with, and that really excites me, because I've never been really the type of person, honestly, on a grand scale. So it's really exciting for me, uh, because helping people is a huge blessing, and everybody should want to help people. So it feels really good to find something. I feel like a broken record that I want to share to everybody. Everybody should know this kind of stuff. And that's really why I keep applying it. Because I want to prove it to myself that that I can achieve these things. I know I can, but I want to help other people believe that they can achieve their dreams too, man. And uh, that feels really good. So that's nobody's watching this, and we're still doing them. But stuff takes time, right? It takes time. Nothing.
But you start out with what you like. It's like you ask people now that you have this information. You say, well, what is it you like to do, right? What is it we like to do? We like to talk about this information, right?
Yeah.
And so we do this because we love it. I mean, I could give a fuck if anybody ever subscribes or watches this. Right now, I was talking to the homie, and I think it's kind of cool the technology side of it too. Like fuck it, and it's recorded. We always said, wouldn't you love to just record some of our conversations, man? It would blow motherfuckers' minds. Well, here we are, Well, here we are.
Yeah, and not even that, but to finally be on the internet. I've been so uncomfortable with myself, being out of shape and stuff. I don't even want to be on the internet. And now we've done these we've done these podcasts now for months, and I don't have that fear anymore. And it just so happens this is what's next is we need to open ourselves up to the world, to the public. I need to go outside more personally, and so this is really good. I forgot where it was at. Just
basically
talking
this type of information and loving what you're doing and not giving a fuck if anyone ever shows up or comes on.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, yeah. We started this because we're talking on the phone for 4 hours, and we're like, well, shoot, let's do a podcast. Maybe other people, because we actually thought other people could benefit from our actual phone calls.
Because
so we created a podcast. Hey, people need to hear our conversations.
Yeah, because we were benefiting from our phone calls. So we were never just bullshitting. It was always some therapeutic.
We're talking 4-hour phone calls, like 4-hour phone calls. My daughter's like, "Oh, is that Robert?" Because she already knows. I might as well go watch a couple movies. My that's not Robert, is it? 4 hours, man.
And then debating. What was kind of
why cool can't people need to hear it? People need to join in, and we need to help them with their thinking and get their momentum cycle started and changing their mentalities and their belief that they can achieve whatever the fuck they want.
And the actual the debate side of this was big for us too. We we would not see eye to eye on some of this stuff, and what was cool is by debating it, we thought, hell, maybe he doesn't change my mind and I don't change his, because that's just how we are. But like somebody watching may be able to go, oh, I see that full side. Oh, and I see that guy. You know what? But I'm thinking it means a little. This guy's on it a little bit better, or this guy's like, and they can benefit and make their own fucking decision on certain parts of the information. Most 99% of it we agree on, but some we agree on 100% of it really because it's the information is the information, but on some parts of it we just have a different angle on it, and for somebody else that might be the angle that adds value to them and their journey. And so by them being able to see that angle, like, you know what, I needed the more action end of this. I've been too in the clouds with it. I needed that little bit of action end of it. And then some people are like, man, I'm all action. I need a little bit more of that fucking hardcore belief and fucking angle and just fucking believe in yourself angle. Like, so it could be any of the angles, But, and then here we are, and really we've been talking about our dope conversation since TDS, which was
Oh,
a whole nother deal.
long time. Oh,
And that was based on this. That was based on having just dope conversations, like, really a dope mindset, dope conversation,
it is. It was how we broke shit down.
Yeah, we've always broke shit down.
We broke shit down so far, we would forget what we broke down.
And we would be breaking down everything. We break down like why it would be good to have props and wear a certain type of pants with a certain type of zipper. Then we started our own fucking clothing company. You know what I mean?
Boom.
Bam. And we can't say that was some airhead crazy shit. One of the homies ended up from that clothing company thing starting his own backpack company. You know what I mean? Because he would have never done coax or entertained backpacks if we never entertained Royale, which was the clothing company. And by entertaining the clothing company,
still not over.
He was like, "Oh hell no, it's not over." But entertaining the clothing company and talking that kind of shit, and to the point of making designs. Being at Kevin's house, I'd be drawing out fucking pants and
you have no idea. I've been doing envisioning, right, and like walking, like my friends walking into the house, and in the Jackson compound, and what it looks like. I've got a banner hanging off of the banister on my stair rail that says TDS on it. And it's a massive banner. And it's the first thing you see when you walk in the door. And people, what's TDS? You don't even know. You don't even know. That's the point when you guys will be like, oh, Will's carrying this stuff on since we were kids. But when you look at it at this time, you'll be like, oh, damn, it's more real now than it was then. TDS straight up.
Hey,
can't wait to see the banner.
Hey, get this. I never even thought about this, Will. Obviously, this conversation is going past everybody watching, but fuck it.
Let's try to get tired.
I'm gonna make a TDS shirt. I never thought about making BN shirts. I never thought of making like a TDS shirt because I just do drop ship stuff. And then you remember Royale? Do you ever remember the logo?
Yeah, the backwards E, meaning 3.
But the R and how it was and the Y had 2 dots above the Y.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Okay, so the Y went up, and Kevin did like majority of this stuff.
I remember that. I remember the backwards E though.
Right. So the R and then the E but I'm gonna do a Royale shirt, and it's gonna have the like.
Oh shit!
Like it's gonna have the actual lions, or like how like the like zippers or things have like the little royal lions that are like all like but like this, but like a logo, like a square that has the lions in it, like just and then have royal across the chest, and I'm gonna sing Kevin that shit because he'd be like, what the fuck? Because I'm on my fucking logo game right now, right? I'm on my t-shirt and merch game. I'm gonna have a TDS shirt and send that shit to Kevin. He's gonna love that shit. We'll start. Hey, Will, why not start Royale fucking clothing through regular silkscreen shirts?
Why not?
Because originally the S&D ENT merch doesn't translate to a bigger audience, nor does any of my little side shirts. But Royale is more universal of a concept. It's a brand as opposed to S&D ENT. S&D ENT could be too, but the logo's not like logo like somebody would wear a t-shirt, like go out and buy it. They just go,
Mhm.
it stands for label. It is cool, but it's not as it might fly. But Royale kind of says universally something. It's not S and D and T. People are like, what do those letters even mean? Until they're bought into the company. But Royale, it says a word that means royal, right? And now you have Royale, and then you just start inching in the game on that fucking clothing shit. You know, like I'm telling you
Let's
what,
do let's do that shit.
I'm going to do it.
I got
It's gonna be wild because I remember the logo like it was yesterday. I never even thought of that. I'll have a TDS shirt too, and it's gonna be hell madly simple. Just T.D.S. You know, that shit'll be crazy, bro.
I
That's
got some I got some design ideas for those shirts.
hell yeah, hell yeah. That's
But we have to get to the next we got to get to the next level of being able to be more imaginative with the design look.
oh for sure. But my point is to
How
make
can
it
we
easy.
do
I'm not
that?
gonna take away from everything I'm doing right now, but my
Oh,
thing,
gotcha.
mine is down the
Well, I
road.
wasn't thinking that either, but
My thing is the Royale simple fucking like the original logo. I can do that in Photoshop, and then TDS something basic and simple. It says TDS just so we have some shirts to rock, and I just want to spark Kevin's interest, like TDS and Royale. Hit him off with
oh,
that shit because
slap
Kevin's in the
slap
text
them.
Kevin's in the textile business, bro. And you
Yeah.
just hit him off with that. He's like, I could be making those pants with a zipper on the side so it goes over your boot a little bit.
Oh,
Remember all our ideas of special
make some, and
he,
then we roll right into the
I
idea.
just watched a co-action video today where he has a robotic arm. It's called Lefty that actually does have to work for him now to drop in the shit and sew it. This motherfucker's
Oh,
got a facility from hell right now, dude.
oh shit.
So now all those ideas we had about certain types of hidden pockets in the clothing and all that shit, man, he might be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do these pants on my own real quick, and then maybe get them."
Hmm.
Who knows? So I start hitting him off. He's got an artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got some really cool design ideas above just the basic shit we could do for free.
Do it. What do you need that
Where do we get them? Where do we go for the designs? Where do I go with the designs?
you need? Well, you just go to Fiverr. $5, somebody will fucking
Well,
digitize your.
we're making the clothes, right? Anyways, we'll talk about this off so we can just
Well,
battle it
it
out.
don't matter. Say you have any idea in your mind. It's a picture, and you have a design idea. You say to the guy, assuming it's not a design idea, it's like a zipper on a pants type thing. That's a whole nother baby, animal rather. But if it's a shirt logo or something, you just send it to a guy. You have a sketch, and then the guy
It's
finds.
not a logo. You're making the logo. I just have ideas on where to place that fucker
Oh well,
on
then
the
you just go into like Teespring and be like, put it here, put it there.
can't. The fucking box is right here. I can't select anywhere where I want my shit to go
Oh, you can
because
if you
more advanced in the program, and there
right.
isn't one for
Right. So
free.
so those are you're not doing drop shipping though. You need to do some mass produced. If you want to do something where the logo's on the fucking that right here by your side,
Wherever I want it.
you need to go to fucking a silk screen place and have them do it. And then you're talking $200 to have them print you up 12 shirts minimum and paying
I
for
know.
a screen and all that shit. So
I know.
so we start out easy first, and then once we start getting people to like those shirts, then we got the bread to go get our own printed off because now we're fucking popping.
That works. That works.
That's how you start. Otherwise, you're paying out the ass. That's why I'm sitting on 15 checks to shirts that people think I'm wearing the same shirt every day, even though it's a different one in rotation. That I said, well, fuck, to get this guy to check out my design where I did that right in the middle of the shoulder blades. It's here. It's all like marker that I did and scanned in and that shit fucking I ended up having to spend a couple $100 to have it done. Same thing with the first S&D or whatever the hell they were, the getbeatsforfree.com shirts. I wanted the logo to be over here and like this and have like on the side by your love handle it said S&D Beats. All that shit, man, I had to have that custom done. And the guy literally had the shit on the fucking press and he's pressing out this certain shit, putting the fucking getbeatsforfree.com on the fucking sleeves and like all that shit was custom done. And then somebody jacked my hoodie and I know it was Elky. But I wonder where Dave's is. Anyway, that was a dope ass hoodie. But yeah, man, we got to do those Royale shirts. At least we start them off with, hey, here's the basic one where we can do. And if people start popping and liking them, then we go get the little special designs you got all over that shit. You know what I mean? If you have it, you could even put the mock up. We'll get like a shirt, put the shirt in fucking Photoshop, then grab the logos where you're talking about putting them and just drag and drop them right where the fuck you want them. It's super easy. And then take that picture, save it as a image, and then put it up on the internet, and then get pre-orders done, and have fucking 12 people buy them. Next thing you know, you go and you have them done. Have people pre-order. Hey, this new Royale line, or we go to Kickstarter. We could do all kinds of shit. But after I thought about the Royale shit, I'm like, man, I'm always on the fucking Photoshop now.
Has to pay attention. We're speaking some shit into existence. It's just gonna happen. Watch.
Oh, it's already happened. The for me, like I already know, like I'm doing it. Like it's gonna happen within the next week. I'll have Royale shirts and TDS shirts because it only takes me 13 seconds to make a logo and fucking pop it on a shirt, throw it on Teespring, and it's fucking live. That quick, bro. We'll have the fucking Royale shit like that quick. That's just so dope because we've been talking about that.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, that's happened already. That's gonna be dope though. Haven't you always wanted a TDS shirt? You know, even if it's only you and me that are wearing them.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Always wanted TD. Yes, everything. A towel, dish towels, all of it. Little TDS hat.
Next, hey, but fuck.
Drop W and a S real quick too.
What?
Drop W and a S real quick too.
I'm down. I'm down. You need to commit to a logo.
These little fonts are just retarded. I need something original.
I fix them and fucking tweak them. I'm into my shit now, man. But
well, I need a W and an S.
I know. I made you a bunch of WSs. No, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. Remember back in the day, I was trying to do it, and you weren't with it.
But yeah, so it's past my bedtime. But
damn,
this was a good topic, man.
Yeah. Now I can't stop thinking about TDS and Royale shirts.
Well, I'd rather